Hey everybody, welcome back to round 2 of the Monsterpocalypse tournament here at Warfare Weekend. If you're just tuning in, we are streaming all weekend long. We'll be streaming the War Machine LCQ later on. The initial rounds are happening right now. Of course, we'll be doing the Invitational. But we started off with a Monsterpocalypse tournament because there's a lot of cool things happening in the show. We wanted to show Monsterpocalypse. We may have some Riot Quests going on later on if there's time. And of course, we're going to get all the invitational action we possibly can as one of the biggest events of the year. So
the end of the LCQ and then all the invitations.
Yeah, we'll see if someone pulls a Chris Davies again and makes their way through the entire LCQ and then wins the whole event, which he pulled off 3 years ago, I think. But for now, we've got some monster smashing action to do. We're on round 2. We've got Mr. Jason Wilborn versus Aduro T. And looks like we've got another Protector versus Destroyer game. Dave is Aduro T. For those of you who don't know him, that's his more popular name.
That's what he's known. I believe he's popular on the Discord.
Yeah, he's also known for a lot of like cool conversions and stuff. And as we see,
his glorious Sky Sentinel.
His Sky Sentinel is legitimately amazing. Real fast, I'm going to run down what their lists are, and then we're going to try and start covering the action as fast as we can. So Aduro's running Defender X and Sky Sentinel, as you see. He's got a single Shadow Gate, a repair truck, a pair of helicopters, 2 elite G-Tanks, 6 regular G-Tanks, I believe 6 Ape Bombers, and 2 elite bombers as well. His buildings, 2 apartment buildings, an industrial complex, a power plant, skyscraper, radar, corporate HQ, 2 high security, and a Mount Terra, and 2 of the guard bases. We also see that his industrial factory is the Donut Factory, which is the Crush Hour prize. That's on the bottom of your screen right now. Jason is running Deimos 9 and Aries Mothership. So his list is 3 Belchers, 1 Elite Belcher, 2 Squixes, 1 Elite Squix, 1 Meat Slave, 2 Power Pods, 2 Chompers, 1 Elite Chomper, a Crawler, a Destructomite, an Explodohawk, 2 Saucers, and 2 Hunters. So he has a very diverse pool available to him for his units. His buildings, 2 Martian bases, 1 power plant, a communication array, an industrial complex, the Tokyo Triumph, 1 downtown high-rise, 1 Comet Shard, and 4 apartment buildings. And we see that one of those apartment buildings did end up on Aduro's side of the board, over on Dave's side of the board at the top left, to kind of break up that triple building power block you can possibly build.
Which is the next important thing is that they are playing on our brand new map, Carnage Corners, which is available for pre-release here at Warfare Weekend.
Yes. And as you see, one of the things about this map that's really unique is that it has. We'll go ahead and illustrate. That's a good call there, Jeff. Right here, you have a triple building block in the corner. Same thing over here. So there is the potential to land a monster here. Similarly here. Which, depending on whether you're combustible or not, let's just say you are combustible, you're looking at 1 for a building, 1 for a building, 1 for a building, 1 for a fire, 1 for a fire, 1 for a fire, and then 1 for the hit, rocking 7 damage off 1 single attack.
8 if you can swing the super damage.
8 if you can swing the super damage. But in most general cases, you're looking at 7 damage if you let your opponent pull that off.
Yes. In this game, they have 1 non-combustible in each of those little bricks.
Yeah. So I can see now that on Dave's side, he had written just Bomber on his list. I know the 8 Bombers have been really popular, and I had not had a chance to go look at his army. So obviously he's not running Ape Bombers because those planes are clearly not Ape Bombers.
They're not.
So he is running, aside from the single Shadow Gate in his list, a purely Guard army.
Yes. And if you look closely, all of the little bombers are also sitting on rainbows just like Sky Sentinel.
They are. Do we have a sort of almost an isometric camera view?
We currently don't.
We don't? Okay, no worries. Ain't no big thing. We will always clearly know where his Sky Sentinel is at all times. You can also, let me illustrate it here, because for those of you watching at home, what we're talking about, if you look at his rocket chopper right here, you can see the rainbow underneath. And as I was mentioning, Aduro is known for his conversions. I also really like the decal work done on all these.
Yeah, that's just a couple stickers slapped on those.
Yep. So as we finally jump in and start talking about what is happening on the game, both unit turns have ended. Looks like the first monster turn is starting here. Dave has a really almost a conservative approach to his first unit turn. He does get 4 power dice off of what he did. He gets a 5th one from the power plant, and he does get a 6th one because of Sky Sentinel. I'm sorry, because of Defender X, not Sky Sentinel, who does give you an extra power die if you're holding any buildings. But his unit, he didn't push very far out. He definitely hung back.
Well, the bombers do have a long enough range that they can afford to sit back and still threaten the middle of the board.
Yeah. So Sky Sentinel is just flying out there. I am imagining a SWAT is coming up on the Belcher. Defender X moving up middle of the board. We hear Dave saying you guys are on the opposite sides that you want to be on. What I imagine we're going to see here is a SWAT here. Is that a crawler or a Belcher?
That looks like I would assume it's a crawler.
No, it is a crawler because I just heard Dave say that thing is immune to SWAT. So I think his idea was to SWAT.
Yeah.
And we even hear him saying through the player mic, I wish I had remembered that. So I think his plan was to swat that crawler onto the Belcher back by the building.
Okay. So he's going to punch the crawler instead.
He was thinking about shooting him, but he's got cover because he's standing on the node. So he just says, like, I'll shoot, right?
Yeah.
Go for defense 4 instead of 5. I mean, it would have been a good swat if it was possible.
Yes.
He's dropping 2 reds into this roll because he really wants to make sure he takes the little guy out. Yeah, he definitely lands that. Gets himself a red back.
See if he steps forward to cover that power node.
No. God, no. You're not stepping forward.
Oh, that one is, though.
Okay. He's using the action on Mount Terra to allow his monster to move twice, and then he's stepping twice.
Okay.
So now Defender X is now in range to shoot the Belcher that's sitting on the power node next to the industrial or the radar dish. Defense 3 plus cover, so you're probably dropping at least 2 reds into this.
Looks like it's going to be more than 2.
Yeah, I guess I mean, it's a pretty good choke out if you pull it off. It does. I mean, that cost him 2 power points right there.
Yeah.
So now looking at power generation for Mr. Jason, he's got this building. So I'm trying to see if there's a power node I'm missing.
You want me to go to the overhead?
There must be, because he's getting 2 power die. No, just 1. Okay. Nope. So it's just that building.
Yeah.
And I was fairly certain, get spawn gate here, spawn gate here. I just couldn't quite see if we had a power node over there. So yeah, I mean, he chokes him out of all of his power generation, dropping him down to 1. We see Aries is going in. Are we going to see her drop a power pod and then kind of be really well screened? I think that's actually what's going to happen. We're probably going to see her drop a power pod. And then Deimos, throw Defender X with 1 red.
I don't know, maybe Aries punches that apartment building to get 2 power dice.
Maybe.
Or the power plant next to him would be a safe punch.
Yeah. Aries is not within range of Defender X for the -1 blue die.
Which means he's doing something.
Here Jason's kind of talking through his math and it out loud. And we hear Jason go, this has almost no chance of succeeding. So did he shoot?
I think that was just a cheap blast that he tried to get in. Just 1 action die. Just see if he could spike the dice really
And he almost
hard.
did. I think he rolled like an 8.
And now he's putting down that power pod again.
Yep. So Ares Mothership beams down a power pod. So if you look at this here, Ares Mothership's in a really good position. You can't align here.
Yep.
You can't align here because this little guy. You can't align here because of the building, and now you can't align here.
Yep.
Stepping back, still same situation. You've got all your corners covered, right? Like if you look at where she's at.
A great example of a well-screened monster.
Yeah. You have these spots right here are your only open spots around her, so you don't have a really good landing space anywhere.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say Defender X can't come around, shoot this, then Sky Sentinel steps in.
Yeah.
But body slamming Ares Mothership is not the best thing. Throwing her, maybe. So that's definitely hitting. I think this is a body slam from... No, this has got to be a throw. A throw from Deimos 9. So, yeah. So he's going to throw him one space into the Comet Shard?
Yep.
So that's going to do 3 damage to Defender X, dropping him down to 8. And that's going to get 2. So with 1 power dice, he was able to pull that off with Aries, or with Deimos.
Yeah.
Even with a negative blue, it's pretty good. Gets himself 2 red.
Some easy damage on Defender X.
Okay. Goes back to Dave. Dave's going to take another monster turn. Gets 6 dice again. His power base is basically unaffected. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of what we saw last game.
Yes.
Dave says, now it's murder spree time.
Things are going to happen. Well,
that doesn't sound very protectory.
I mean, sometimes you have to break some eggs to make an omelet.
These eggs are people living in homes.
Okay.
Don't break people.
Look, do you want your omelet or not?
Not that bad. Greg Webster on Facebook says, can we get their full list? I don't have a way to show you their full list at the moment, Greg. I apologize. So Defender X is moving. High mobility is jumping over Deimos. He is standing in the danger zone.
Oh, he just realized that.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, grappler on Deimos 9. He can't move through him.
You can't move
and the players
through
caught
him
that.
Or the building.
Yeah. Good use of Deimos, man.
Dave says he does not appreciate that rule right now.
Yeah. Okay, so Sky Sentinel's just moving back to where he was. Power Gorged on Twitch says, Martian player did a solid defensive T1. I agree, man. Jason has made a really strong play here. So Sky is going to take off.
But Jason is still going to have an issue with power dice here for at least a turn or 2, I think.
Well, he's definitely taking a unit turn next, right? And I think he's going to try and reestablish his board
base.
presence. Yeah. So what are we looking at here? Maybe a SWAT on...
Yep.
Yep, he's going to SWAT the Hunter into the power pod. So swatting here, then you've got boop, 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 boop. So kills here, kills here.
Continues to try to control the board and the power nodes.
Now Defender X, I imagine we're going to see a body slam, and it's probably going into the apartment building right here. Defense 8. He's dropping 4 reds into this. Or was that 6? I didn't see how many he grabbed.
It looked like 5. Now it's 6. Oh, no, he's got all but 3, so 7 now.
Yeah.
And he gets
hits a 9. Yep. And as the building says, pow.
Pow. Down goes building.
Deimos takes 3, drops down to 8. Interesting. So we hear Dave say, I'm comfortable standing where I'm standing. Now, I'll show you all something on the telestrator here in a second. There is a potential here. He's got to take a, well, no, here's the thing. Dave can take another monster turn before he can take a monster turn, so never mind. Just occurred to me that don't worry about what I was going to show y'all. I will say that if he doesn't move Sky here, but he can, right? He has 3 white dice, but if he doesn't, Aries can come up and around
and throw
nothing
him
block
straight
it,
across into 2.
Yeah, and you get this two here.
Yeah.
Here. I'm fairly certain Dave sees that, and that's not what's going to happen. So I feel like it almost locks Dave into spending the 3 on another monster turn after this. Well, that's a huge risk. You can't just casually take 5.
Jason doesn't have the power dice right now.
Now, the other option is...
He would have to brawl some buildings to generate power dice to make that throw.
Well, no, he has taken a unit turn now, right?
Yeah.
If he can reestablish some board presence and some control, he might be able to generate himself a decent amount.
Mm-hmm. Which he will try to do, but Dave has done a good job of preventing Jason from gaining power.
True. It's very true. So I see a crawler got spawned. Looks like some more belchers. We have another hunter. Gets push spawn, pushing a belcher forward. Another saucer shows up. Alternatively, it may be worth it at this point to take a monster turn to start blowing up stuff on Dave's side of the board.
Yeah. You can see that Jason is trying to set up a base where he controls all 3 of those buildings down in the bottom right. Yep. He's starting to do it, but it takes a surprising amount of units to get all 3.
He does have flying units, which does help with some of those squares over there and getting in position. Now, another good play that Jason probably has available to him if he doesn't go for Sky Sentinel and just try for the 5 damage, which is right there, is you lob Defender X. And this is doable by any of them, right? He'll have enough power if he can keep enough power dice. Mm-hmm. If you can get Defender X here, right, that is so worth. But I'm going to say you got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need 7 power dice to be able to pull this off. At the moment, it looks like he's going to have... I think he's got control of this one. I think we've got a unit back here.
Yeah.
1, 2...
He has 2 buildings in the flower.
3... 4, 5...
Yep.
I think he's just got 5 power dice at the moment.
But Dave is taking a monster turn now, and Defender X is about to make a throw.
All right, so he's throwing Deimos 9?
Yep. He's going to try to get him into 2 of those buildings.
Yep, Squix is not in range to give him the negative. Dave throwing some extra red dice in there for insurance.
Yep.
That definitely hits.
Yep. After he said don't throw more dice than he needs.
Ooh, Gets him into the double buildings back there. Deimos 9 takes 5, goes down to 3, and that gets 4 red dice back for Dave. That is brutal.
It's a big swing. And Forum Goon, thank you for subscribing. We do have Twitch subscriptions on. We are very close to unlocking our next emoji, which will be the Donut Factory.
It's very apropos of this game. I think Sky Sentinel is just going to clear off that point again. Probably swat the Hunter. I imagine he's going to swat the Hunter into the saucer again.
Yep.
Just repeat the play. We are going to get the score updated here and have Deimos 9 go down to 3. But we're having a little bit of a tech issue at the moment. It looks like our tech issue is being fixed. Deimos 9 is going to go down to 3. Now we'll have accurate scores for all of you at home. And, yep, basically Jason moved his unit onto those 2 power points that Sky Sentinel had previously cleared. Sky Sentinel doesn't even have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Just does the exact same thing again. Leaves 1 white die in the monster pool as they sort of, just in case. Actually, we have Deimos at 3. I think the players said they had him at 2. There may be something we're missing. We got our man on the job. Tony is jumping up from his seat and going to run over and confirm the health totals, but I was fairly certain.
So it's possible to get Defender X into the triple building if he wants.
Yeah.
The lineup is there, and the cost would be pretty high.
Tony, man on the scene, is it 2 or 3? 3. All right, we were right. So I heard Dave say I think he's at 2, and they just confirmed no, he's at 3. We can count.
Sometimes.
So what were you saying? What do you think you're going on?
Aries can move over and throw Defender X to the side. He doesn't have the power dice to do it.
No, he's rocking 4, right?
Yeah.
So Jason controls the radar dish, making Aries motherships range 4 instead of 3. It means he can go take out the rocket chopper and start disrupting some of what he's got going on.
Yep. Like enough damage has been done to Jason's power base that he can't catch up in generating power. So the only way he can catch up is by destroying his opponent's power base.
So Deimos 9 gets a position. I'm excited for us to start streaming even more stuff this weekend. We got so much good stuff to show.
Yep.
Ready to show some War Machine, ready to show some Riot Quest, but I'm really happy that we're streaming Monpoc from Warfare Weekend for the first time. This is so good to finally get to show off the players getting to play this game, and we get to see cool stuff like friggin' Aduro's rainbow conversions.
Yes.
Which I think are great.
They look fantastic. And even without the rainbows, that is a very quality color scheme. I like how bright they are and how much they pop.
Okay, so I think he's talking now. I think Ares' mothership is going to take a shot at the helicopter. It was a 3 in cover to get the extra power die. Okay, so Ares' mothership did in fact shoot the helicopter, gets him up another power die, and now Deimos is going to throw.
Maybe brawl, it sounds like?
Well, he can brawl in addition to whatever else he
Okay.
does. I just don't know. Yeah, I think he's going to try and just throw a brawl out there and then try and get a big power attack. I imagine it's going to be a throw.
Just a low effort 2-space throw into one of those burning rubbles.
I mean, or a 3 throw into the building, right? Like, you've got a very easy doot right here. So if you're going to throw in 2, you might as well go for 3. It's not like this building really matters that much to Jason. Okay, so the Brawl attack actually connects and does 1 damage to Defender X, dropping him down to 7.
And then if he gets a throw into that building, he'll go down to 4, and
yeah, we'll see if the throw lands.
Kind of evens up the game.
Ish. I mean, Deimos is going to get removed. Okay, that is a throw coming out of Deimos.
I mean, Dave only has 1 die in his monster pool.
True, but he's got a lot of power die.
That was a miss on the throw.
Misses him by 1, I believe. He should have put more white dice into that.
It's that Defender X's ability, which removes 1 boost die within 2 spaces.
Yeah.
Makes a difference all the time.
So with the throw not landing on Defender X, that's a huge. Okay, Jason ships the turn back over to Dave. We hear Dave asking, is the Martian building combustible? Which it is. All right, okay. Dave is taking a monster turn with 1 white die. Powers up to max 10. I mean, you just throw him into the Martian building. That gets the 3 points of damage, and you're down at Deimos 9.
He can squish himself a unit in the process.
Yep. So we're going to see Defender X is going to do a throw on Deimos, and he's trying to land him here. Right? Actually, sorry. He wants to land him here. That gets you two power dice off the building and then 1 power dice off the squicks. Yep. But also damage-wise, you've got 1 on the building, 1 on the fire, and then 1 off the throw, which is enough to kill Deimos. So he's defense, what, 8? Defense less than that. So Deimos is gone.
Yep.
Dave gets 4 red dice back. 2 for the building, 1 for the squicks, and then 1 for Deimos.
Yes. And that puts Jason in a really not great position. He's not going to be able to quickly get Defender X off the board to make it a 1-on-1.
Yeah, and he didn't even want to move Sky Sentinel. He could have, but he was like, nope, I'm good with Matt.
Yep.
So now it is Aries Mothership versus a untouched Sky Sentinel and a still alpha form Defender X. So Jason is determining if he's taking a monster turn or a unit turn. I imagine he's taking a monster turn. Let's look at real fast. Let's count up the power dice. So you've got 1 here. Don't have that building anymore. That's gone. No building here.
You lost the radar dish as well.
You get 2 there. So you're looking like 3, and that's what they're counting up right now. Yep. This is rough, man. 3 whites, 3 reds.
Deimos 9 can move down and body slam Defender X into the skyscraper.
I don't even know that you can. Her power dice in alpha form is what, 4 goes down to 3 next to Defender X. You're rolling 3 reds, 3
white.
3 white and 2 blue. I believe she's 3 blue in her power in alpha, but I might be wrong. Let's say it is 4, and she's going 3, 3, and 3, trying to hit an 8. That's just not happening.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Your average on that should be about 6 hits.
Yeah.
The 3 blues should get you 2, the 3 reds should get you 3, and then the 3 whites are whites.
Yeah.
1.5 maybe.
Yeah. You definitely need luck on your side at that point. But it looks like he's going to try to disrupt the power base here.
Plains defense is 1, so Aries Mothership not going to have the hardest time taking these out.
Got him.
So looks like he is going to. He brawled the strike fighter.
Yep.
Destroyed it, and now he's going to manufacture. Looks like he's going to drop a hunter down where that plane was.
Interesting choice.
Sit on 2 white dice.
Yes. Dave just pointed out that Aries is currently standing in a spot where he can be thrown into double buildings.
So it looks like Dave's taking a unit turn, and then that means Jason has another monster turn where he can basically get out of dodge. Because where he's standing right now is actual death. There is, let's see, you could come. Let's pull the telestration up. If you have all 10 of your white dice, I think you can set it up so the Sky Sentinel is in this area and steps in. After Defender X comes here, throws you here, then Defender X. So that's a ton of damage right there. It's 5.
Looks like
yeah,
he's currently setting up to do some unit damage onto Aries.
Sure.
Because he has Sky Sentinel out there, so all those bombers are going to hit harder.
So it's 8 damage if you have all 10 white dice. Sky Sentinel can easily get over here.
Yeah.
Defender X can get up here. You throw here, and then Sky Sentinel steps in and then throws you here.
Okay.
And you take 5 from this pairing and 3 from this pairing, and you drop 8 damage total, which doesn't kill Ares Mothership, but drops her to 3.
Yep. 2 if this bombing run goes off.
Sure. Now that said, can you give me the overhead view?
Yep.
I want to see what he's doing with this rocket chopper. See, that's interesting. Because part of this would have been Defender X being able to do something in this. That's the terrible square on my part. Do something here. But now he's just blocked it off. He screened himself out with the rocket chopper. He's not controlling anything that lets him move that unit.
Yeah,
see if there's anything on the board I'm missing that wouldn't let him get into this spot.
There's really no reason for that rocket chopper to be there and not one space back, correct?
I agree. Okay, looks like what's happening is the tanks are using aim. The rocket chopper's moving up to get spotted. I don't know why he moved there. He needs a 7. So that is an 8. Ares Mothership takes a point of damage, goes down to 10.
So Ares takes a point.
Yeah, Ares is down to 10.
And now he's got a G-Tank trying to shoot down that hunter.
Yeah.
He realizes that his rocket chopper might be misplaced.
Yeah. Looks like the hunter survives the blast. Doesn't get clipped. Goes over to Jason's turn. Let's see what Jason decides to do here. He's going to take a monster turn. He's going to power for 3 more.
So he's starting to catch up on power dice.
Yeah, but you blow him real quick. And Dave still has a solid. Well, let's count it back up now. Let's go to my telestrator. Well, no, this hunter is messing up everything. He's not controlling this. He is controlling this building. He is controlling this building. Because you got 1, 2, 3, and over here you've got 1, 2, 3. I don't see him on any power nodes at the moment.
Nope.
So looks like he's going to get 1, 2, 3, and I don't believe there are any power nodes under any of these models. Yeah, no, because this power node and this power node are mirrored. There in the background, we see the second round of the LCQ is underway. So it looks like Aries Mothership did a brawl on one of the jets and just killed it. Gets himself a power dice. He's going to manufacture a... Let's see what he's putting down. Gets himself a Vanguard. Yeah, and so Jason's turn was literally I brawl a jet. Dave is taking a monster turn.
So he might still be able to get.
Oh,
he could just throw Aries directly north and line him up so that Sky Sentinel can get the throw into the triple building.
Where does he line up to get that initial throw, though?
Just right up behind him. Oh, he's got that power pod now.
Yeah.
Was that always there?
Yeah. No, he just dropped it.
Okay.
Sorry, with abduct. And he was 4 power dice this turn. The 3 we counted, plus 1 more for.
Let's check the
for Defender X.
overhead, see exactly what the layout is.
So I see what he's going to do. He's going to have Sky Sentinel probably blast that power pod and then have Defender X step in. Yep. So Sky Sentinel is shooting the pod. Defense +1 for cover. So
it's
rocking what,
4?
a 3? No, I think they're base 2. Yeah, it's 3 in cover. He's spending 2 reds to make sure this lands, and it does with authority. So now Defender X is going to step in. And I imagine we're going here?
Yeah. He's
like into this
double
spot?
throw, yeah.
So the throw will actually land right here. Yep. They're confirming that you lose your blue dice against slams, not throws, so he'll be throwing them.
And Dave is really in a position where he doesn't need to go for the home run right now. He can settle for a 2-building throw and not try to get into that 3-building
Sure,
flower.
just settle for a casual 5 damage
Yeah.
and be sitting on 18 to 5 in terms of health count. Well played game by Dave. I do want to say Jason also played his top of 1 was textbook Martian defense. It was very good.
Yes.
It's just after that things began to sort of fall off the wheels for him. So yeah, that is going to be 5 points of damage to Aries Mothership, dropping from 10 to 5. And 4 reds back for Dave.
And that does put Aries into hyperform?
Yes, that should. Also, I just want to point out that I love this visual right here.
Yes.
That is what Monpoc is all about. That looks great.
The clouds look so fluffy, I just want to try to eat them.
Don't.
Tony agrees with me.
Tony, do not take a bite of that Miles base.
You don't know that they're not marshmallows.
I'm not your dad. If I was, I have questions about my own timeline and how I got here. I keep forgetting that Twitch can't hear you. So I'm the only one hearing you say these things in my ear, and I sound like a crazy person responding to you.
More crazy than usual.
More crazy than usual. Jason is in his unit turn, and this is a tough one. This is a very, where do you even start to try and come back from this? We see Jason's in the tank, man. He's just like,
He's trying to figure out how he's going to spend his dice and where.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
you can see him kind of lining them up. He's going to do this with that.
Furious War Machine action.
Yes.
Furious War Machine action.
I expect those players are getting down on clock. You see a lot of fast movement going on.
This guy just having the time of his life. Chilled out, just enjoying things, not worried about it. Let's get back to the game.
So Jason has spawned all the units he's going to spawn, and now he's moving.
Yeah. Alexander Melanson on Facebook says, "Oh my God!" I'm curious what all the excitement's about. Alexander?
I have to assume it's over Sky Sentinel.
Is it over Sky Sentinel, or Alex? Did you just come back to the game and you were looking at the score and you're like, "What happened?" My guess is it's one of those two things. So a series of Belchers move up, Squix is moving up. The thing is, we got another monster turn coming out of Dave after this.
Yeah.
Another great power up.
Yeah, Dave did a lot of damage in his last monster phase, and he still has 7 dice in that pool.
Yeah. So let's see, what moves do we have here? If we are activating monsters next, and we're Dave, what's our play? We're going to power up for 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to give ourselves 4. I mean, we've got an easy 3 damage here, but I don't know that we necessarily need it. 4 puts us at 8, so we got an 8-point throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I don't know if we want to put him back on that side of the board. Throwing back this way?
He's maybe taking a monster turn.
He's taking a monster turn for sure.
Power-ups for 4.
Yeah, he's powering up for 4. I think what we will probably see is Defender X. If I have to guess, Defender X is going to come here, and he's going to throw him 1, 2, 3, 4.
So Alexander's asking for a zoom in on the Sky
5.
Sentinel, which is what he was oh my godding about.
Oh. We might actually have this. If you throw here, if you're feeling a little bit greedy and you go here, and then Sky Sentinel just steps in here, you've got another throw to win the game.
Yeah.
But Yep. So he's got to get him 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Sky Sentinel can then step in, and then Sky Sentinel's got to get him 1, 2, 3. So you got to get 4 dice in, gain 2 more, have 6 available to you.
It's certainly possible. It comes down to that first throw with only 4 dice.
So you're probably going 5 red, gain 2, 5 more red, if you're splitting that way.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex, just for you, you asked for a close-up on Sky Sentinel and the rainbow effects coming out of the model. So ask and ye shall receive.
Be
Power Gorge
careful
on
with
Twitch.
claims like that.
Power Gorge on Twitch says that move is not that greedy. It's not not greedy, but it's not super greedy. Okay, let's see what the play was here.
He's only using 2 reds.
I think that was Sky. While we were viewing on Sky Sentinel, I think Sky Sentinel swatted something into the power plant. No, he must have just shot the power plant.
Yeah.
Which then vulped everyone around it because of the power plant's ability.
Yep.
So Defender X is going to do a throw. So it looks like he's being a little bit more conservative, and honestly, with the lead he has right now. Oh, God. Yeah, look how many red dice he just picked up. He does not want to miss this. Yeah, he's all in. I think this is a bit of overkill, but, I mean...
He's going to throw him into a building, do 3 damage, put Aries on 2.
Yeah, Aries goes down to 2.
Which doesn't end the game, but it's about as close as you can be.
It's pretty rough right now. I do think he could have gone for the win. It was a mildly greedy play, and he decided not to go for it and go for the surest bet, right? And I do think that playing slow when you're in such a lead and just going for absolute, almost guaranteed plays is probably the right. It gives give your opponent.
Don't give your opponent a chance to get back into the game.
This does give your opponent a chance to get back in the game because you're giving them more time.
I don't
not by much.
Yeah.
Not by much. Like, he could have ended the game.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit riskier. Power Gorge kind of saying same thing, playing slow works out pretty well, and the clock isn't a problem right now. Both of them have a lot of time left.
Yeah.
Right? Over 20 minutes each, this game is going to be over. Well, there's no action dice left in Dave's monster pool, so he has to take one more unit turn at least, which with the slow, the more methodical style he's playing right now is going to work out just fine.
Like, realistically speaking, even if Jason lives the dream and manages to knock out one of Dave's monsters, he's still down a massive amount of hit points.
And this is a play from Jason I don't know that I necessarily agree with. He looks like he's moving in to do a lot of damage to Sky Sentinel, but at this point, if you want to have a chance of winning the game, you can't split damage. You have to focus fire down one of them. And I mean, he has a nice slam here into the Tokyo Triumph, but I think I would have probably, with that many power dice, tried to chuck Sky Sentinel
into the flower?
Or sorry, Defender X over here. Just keep focusing down.
Okay.
Well, he's only got 5 power dice, right?
Yeah. No, he has significantly more than that.
Oh, no, he's got all 10.
Has 8.
Yeah, so he could have gone 1,
he could have
2,
thrown,
3,
deep
4,
into the
5,
flower.
6, 7. Yeah, he could have gotten here. He's not going to clip this building, but he's going to do 4 damage there.
Yeah.
But it looks like he went for a slam on the Tokyo Triumph again. He's splitting damage at the moment on Sky Sentinel, and
the advantage of this is that, I mean, neither of the guard monsters has gone into hyper yet. And if he throws Defender X, he doesn't knock him out, but he does put him in hyper, which...
But neither of them is going to hit a point where they're going to not hit hyper before they die.
Ultimately, what it comes down to is that either of the monsters with a single activation could knock him out.
So Sky Sentinel, I believe, just took...
Sky Sentinel took 2.
Tokyo Triumph, doesn't it have a rule that says it does an extra point of damage when you hit it?
Okay, so he took 3.
I do believe, or was that in playtest only?
No, that's a rule.
I've got 5 versions of it in my head. I'm gonna say that it does.
Yeah,
and that
I'm pretty sure it does.
Sky
I blanked and
8.
thought that he had dropped him onto a power plant, but
it isn't.
It
isn't combustible.
Triumph.
Yeah, so we're right.
Sky
Sentinel's at 8. Okay, so we see an elite jet is showing up. Looks like the main difference is on his paint job there. You see the yellow tail fins.
Do you have yellow stripes on the front of the wings as well?
Looks like it, yeah.
My bombers have little clouds, the elite ones, coming out of their jet engines.
Yeah.
Popped them right off the top of Silvestro's.
Nice.
Not a cheap conversion, but
But
there are benefits to working at Privateer Press.
True. So it is start playing Flight of the Valkyries, boys, because the bomb squad's coming in.
Does he go for 2 separate shots here or just one big one? It's got to be just one big one.
I don't know, man. I think he's going for 2 separates.
And mixing tank and...
But maybe not. I mean, you can mix it all together easily.
Yeah.
So abandoning the power base. The whole squad is in. Go ahead and give me the top-down view.
One moment.
And I hear Dave saying 4 and 4. And he just said, I think 3 bombers can hit you.
So he's going to go 3 bombers and then 4 G-tanks?
Yeah, so you've got the rocket chopper here. That's getting your spotter. So spotter's on. So 3.
I feel like if he's trying to split it into 2 shots, he'd be better off mixing bombers and tanks in each shot. Bombers missed.
By 1. Even with spotter up. And Dave says, my greed may have betrayed me.
It will not be a betrayal that lasts long.
So it looks like the 4 tanks and the rocket chopper are going to take a shot.
The tanks all get 1 blue because he's got an elite in there.
Yeah. This is an even harder hit, right?
Yeah. He's rolling more white dice, but far fewer blue dice.
Let's see if he just nails it.
Doesn't look like it.
Wow.
Oh, it does.
It does. So the more guaranteed swing with the 9 blues off the 3 bombers misses, but the 4 G tanks, the rocket chopper, do hit. Aries mothership drops down to 1. Time goes back to Jason. And we hear Jason go, well, I've got a lot I can brawl right now.
Mm-hmm. Dave's talking about how the potential he could get from a single stomp.
I mean, stomping doesn't do anything, right?
He would generate a whole lot of power dice.
I mean, sure. At this point, the game is effectively locked up. But if you're still playing as if you're trying to make the optimal move, it's rough. I think you are probably picking Defender X or Sky Sentinel.
Yeah,
and
Sky Sentinel's not lined up for the Northern Flower, as we've been calling it, with those 3 buildings.
Yeah, you're probably throwing Defender X ? Into the fire hazard in the building in the bottom right.
Yeah. Dave is agreeing that the stomp is probably his best option for efficiency.
For what? He's maxed out on power dice.
He's doing it, he said, just for the sake of it.
I guess.
So the important question here is, how does Aries actually stomp when it doesn't have any feet?
It sort of has that constant Independence Day style beam coming down.
Okay.
So imagine just like there's like a pulse that comes out of it, like Superman, Man of Steel. It's like boom, right, and it just comes down and hits the ground really hard.
And just
shockwave? It's shockwaves.
Okay. I was picturing like them just turning off the hover jets and slamming the entire ship into the ground.
It just free falls and
yeah.
The stomp successfully kills everything around it.
He takes back the power dice he spent.
Yeah.
He actually loses a couple power dice on it.
The tile flips to rubble. And passes turn to Dave. Dave takes a monster turn. Powers up for 0. And Dave even says, I didn't think to have the this G-Tank stand here instead of here. All right. You got to hit Aries. You got to do 1 point of damage.
Yep.
You have 2 reds.
He's going to roll up.
So Defender X rolls
take a
up.
couple blasts.
Takes a point of damage, which flips him into hyper form.
Oh. Yep, and as a hyper, he just shoots him better.
Yep, Defender X. His max white dice on the stack is 7,
Now,
and he gets 5 blues.
this is almost certain to finish it, but he did not move Sky Sentinel in case he needs to close it out with a miss, like on a freak roll.
Looks like that is it, and we see the handshake. Aries is down. Oh, he's got beat back as well for just what it counts there. And we see the Martians go down with both guard monsters still standing.
Yes.
So far, both of our Protector games, Protector versus Destroyers, the Protectors have been the winners. So congrats to Dave for moving on. He'll be playing, I assume, the winner of the other games happening in the rest of the round right now. There's a chance the pair down loses, and this is a 3-round event. But if the pair down wins, it is likely to be a 4-round event. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see.
And Oz had said that he expects it to be 4 rounds.
Yeah.
So
we will see. So for all of you, thanks for watching. We will be back very soon with another round of the Monsterpocalypse tournament. We may be doing some LCQ later today, but if not, we will definitely be doing the LCQ tomorrow. It just depends on how the timing of the rounds go today versus other things. But stay tuned.
We got a lot more games to watch.
We got a lot more. Chill out and get ready for the next Monpoc coming up very, very soon.